We are seated or lying down, but taking a few moments to just simply be quiet and still in our space. Take a deep breath and just allow that breath to move through your body. Again, take another slow, deep breath and feel that breath moving through you and about you. As you're breathing, feel that the breath can come in through the nose and especially passing through the space between the eyebrows. That is the portal for the breath into the body. Begin to follow the breath as it comes in and travels down the neck and throat. Feeling that the breath can expand your neck and throat space to clear that space. Again, following the breath, deep breath in through the nose, passing through the space between the eyebrows, down the throat, and into the heart. As you breathe into the heart center, breathe to the back of the heart, the sides of the heart, the front of the heart. And feel that that breath can be all-encompassing to all parts of that heart center. Continuing, breathe that deep breath deep into your body, moving down into the abdominal area and into your navel. And take 3 slow, deep breaths into the belly. With each exhalation, strongly drawing the navel inward, upward, and activating the Yoga Bandha. As you're finishing that 3rd breath, with the energy drawing inward, upward towards the heart, take a moment to settle into your heart center, to be quiet and still within the heart. Taking a deep breath, bring palms to heart, and welcome yourself to your practice this morning. Namaste. Please move slowly. You can bring your legs maybe out in front of you to stretch them out. Maybe in your case, you're drawing these chest. But move slowly as you transition from where you've been to coming to hands and knees to cat and cow. Check that hands are under shoulders and knees are under thigh bones and hips. As you inhale, tilt to lift, and exhale to tuck and round. as you're working is a nice deep inhalation and a very deep exhalation. If you can, stay focused with those concepts at the deep breath coming into the body. And that exhalation where we draw the navel strongly, deeply, inward and upward to expel breath. Again, as you're working, can you feel the breath coming long through the throat, opening, expanding through the neck and throat? Perhaps your focus is more at the navel. Perhaps yours at the heart. So choose that point of focus for 9 breaths. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And from 9, slowly let yourself transition to neutral. Right arm reaches out in front of you and comes center, left arm reaches out. Alternating with each reach, feeling that you lengthen. And be cautious that your hands always return to under your shoulder. So your hands aren't in front of you, they're right under your shoulders. It allows the tops of your shoulders to melt down away from your ears and lets you lengthen your back. And then keeping the arms going, transition to letting them reach to your sides. And you can feel how that changes the movement at your shoulders. You want to feel the sides of your shoulders working. And then change with the hands coming behind you. And again, as my hands and arms reach up and back towards my hips. And changing my focus. I can especially feel the back shoulder blade area, and I can especially feel the sides of my trunk in support. Go with 9 and 8, 7, 6, 5. Let the hands reach up to the tops of your mats and take a child's pose. Inhale to hands and knees. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to hands and knees. Exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to hands and knees, lengthening the body. Exhaling back to child's pose. Inhale into hands and knees, and this time could you exhale to a plank. Inhaling to the knees, exhaling to child's pose. Inhaling to the knees and exhaling to a plank. Inhaling to the knees and exhaling to child's pose. Allow yourself to flow between these spaces. And be in the pose that speaks to you today. So it may be that that plank doesn't quite speak to you. You could always remain on hands and knees. Next time you're inhaling to hands and knees, hold there for a moment, letting the toes curl, and as you exhale, come to a downward dog. Inhale to your knees and exhale back to child's pose. Inhaling to the knees and exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling to the knees and exhaling into child's pose. Again, let yourself flow with that. Your inhalation brings you to your knees. Your exhalation moves you back. As you inhale to your knees, change with me, bending at the elbows as you exhale. Inhale, lengthening and lift the breastbone to upward dog. Exhaling to downward dog. Inhaling to the knees and exhaling child's pose. Inhale to the knees. Exhale, bend the elbows. We lower the navel, we lengthen and lift the breastbone. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale to the knees and exhale back to child's pose. Inhale to the knees, exhale, bend the elbows, nose to the mat. Inhale, slide up. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale to the knees. When you exhale to child's pose, please let go. Relax, release, and be still. Slow it up. I'm just going to curl my toes under from hands and knees and just focus on stretching through my feet. So my toes curl under, and I'll sit my hips back towards my heels for a little stretch into my toes. Please don't make it unpleasant, simply make it a stretch. And then relax. And then do it again. And release out. Then one last time. Again, all my toes are curled under. I'm bringing my weight of my hips towards my heels. And release. Take your right leg behind you. Toes are curled. Press your heel down a bit, or push it back is another way to describe it. And release it. Push your heel back and down a bit. And release it. Push your heel back and down. Release and change. Left leg back. Ready? Push the heel back and down. And release. Press it back and down. And release. Pressing it back and down. As you release, curl your feet downward dog. As you come in a downward dog, take your time to spread your toes. Lift up your heels. And keep your heels elevated. I'm watching time. I'm also watching you. I'm waiting to see when it's really clear that your calf muscles have activated to a point that you need to take a change from where you are. That's what we're looking for in downward dog, that our calf muscles are firing. Those strong active calf muscles support our ankles and feet and movement in space. Take a deep breath. And now start to move slowly. That one knee will bend on the ball of one foot, and then it's the other. And as you're alternating and you're lowering one heel to the floor, you're getting that stretch in the calf muscle. Again, I'm watching time in you. Take your time. Please do not feel the need to rush the movement. We're trying to fully articulate foot. Then, if you would, come still in downward facing dog. Next breath, exhale down to the knees, bending at the elbows. Inhale into upward dog. Exhale back into downward dog. Inhale into the knees. Exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale to downward dog. Inhaling to the knees. Exhaling elbows. Inhale up dog. Exhale downward dog. And this time, slowly lower to the knees and come down to lie on your tummy. Lengthen your back. Lengthen your legs and feet. Hands under shoulders, elbows into us, and gently prop up into a sphinx. So notice how your body feels as you lengthen through the front of you. Feel that the fronts of your legs and thighs are long. And then as you press into your forearms, you really lengthen from the pubic bone up to the navel, up to the breastbone, up to the chin and the crown of the head. Take a deep breath, lengthen, and come back down to the floor. You could shift your hips a little bit, legs or thighs. And then as you're ready, hands under the shoulders, elbows into you. Gently bring up your trunk again, press to the forearms, and you're into that sphinx. Shoulders coming down away from the ears. Breathe as you lengthen and hold. Deep breath and release. Again, gently shift your hips and legs side to side. Hands slide in under the shoulders, elbows inward to us. Lengthen through the trunk as you prop up to a sphinx one last time. breath as you exhale, float down, roll side, bend the knees, press up to hands and knees. And a final time, working with cat and cow, inhaling to tilt and lift, exhaling to tuck and round. Inhaling and exhaling. And as you exhale and you round, curl the feet, downward dog. Inhaling to the knees, exhale, bend at the elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhaling to the knees. Exhaling, elbows. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Last time, inhaling to the knees. Exhaling to the elbows. Inhaling into upward facing dog. Exhaling to downward facing dog. Final breath. Could you gently come to your knees and into a child's pose and just relax to let go? We've worked with something for each of those segments to help facilitate the movement. Remember to always be in the pose that speaks to you. It is intention that creates the practice. Then a gentle transition to hands and knees. Just the right arm opens to our right, spreads under us to our left. Just an easy open as you inhale, exhale, rounding 1, lift 2, rounding 3, lifting 4, rounding 5, lifting 6, rounding 7, lifting 8. Please come under into the eye of the needle. Rest on your right shoulder, right side of the face. Take a deep breath. Left hand can give you support or come up to your hip if you wish. Take a deep breath and begin to unwind. Coming to hands and knees slowly. And just let the left arm be the lift and the tuck under. And a lift. And come under 9. And open 8. Under 7. Open 6. Under 5. To open 4. 3. 2. And when you come under to stay, come onto the left shoulder, left side of the head. Right hand on the floor if you wish, or up to the hip if you wish, your choice. Please unwind and come to hands and knees. Now this is completely your choice. It's the same movement of arm, just in opposition. I can work from hands and knees with my right foot back and cross to my left. Or I could be in a plank. What is your pleasure, plank or hand and knee? When you're ready, that right hand touches down at the floor and inhale, open and lifts and touches back down. Inhale, 9, 8, 7, 6. When the arm comes up, it's to stay and hold. Beautiful. If you're in that side plank, could you let the top leg lift? Same thing from the knee position. And float down. Again, it's your choice. Hands and knees. Left foot's going to be back, or that side plank on the right-handed arm. Let the left arm open and come under. Up is 9, under is 8. Up is 7, under is 6. Don't forget to breathe, please. 3, 2, and you'll hold up. Again, whether you've chosen the plank or the knee, could you lift the top plank? So let that go, gently release. Come into a child's pose and take a moment to be at ease. And bring yourself up and we'll sit. I'm going to sit with a strap. I want to be comfortable. I could sit on a block. My feet would tuck back. And my hips rest to the block. I could sit cross-legged. I want to sit in a way that allows me to be comfortable and again, to feel at ease. But strap in hand. However I'm sitting to my sit bones, and it feels as if my tailbone is dropping to the earth. The strap is my shoulder distance apart, and my arms will inhale to rise up a bit. Beautiful, and exhale to floating. Inhaling 1. Gently let the arms rise up to hold. And as you're here, go with one arm first. So I'm going with my left first, and I'm thinking about being long from my left hip to left fingers. And then right reaches up. And then both legs. Sides of the trunk nice and long. Please move slowly. Pulse back 9, 8. Hold and floating. I'm going to let go of the strap and gently side stretch right to left. And again, it's just light and easy as we go, nothing aggressive. And as a release, if I've been sitting with my feet back, perfect. I sat cross-legged, so I'm going to change the cross of my legs with the other foot in front. Again, feel that you're sitting to your sits bones. And let's let the navel lift inward and upward. Again, my strap is just shoulder distance apart. When I work with a yoga strap at home, I put the clasp in one hand and I wrap my hand around it just because I've actually walloped myself with the clasp. So always cautious because all those little accidents always happen at home. As you inhale, we're rising up, and as we exhale, we're floating down. Create length from hips to fingers. You come up, it's to stay. Your choice which arm to work with first, but belong from hips to fingers. Hips to fingers. Shoulders relax, pulsing back and on. 8, 7, 6. And float. Again, as I release, I just take a light side stretch. And I'll change and come to hands and knees again. Please take your right foot out long and in front of you. Let the left toes curl and lift off that left knee and shin. Runner's lunge. As you're here, let's work with the right foot for a few moments. You know this work. I can hold down toes 2 to 5. I don't need to. It's my right big toe that lifts, and it lifts 18. Just the big toe up, down, down. Put down the big toe. You can hold it down and lift 2 to 5, or without the hold, but it's 2 to 5 up, 9, 8, 7. And hold it down. Think about your right toes like a cat's paw, how it kneads. A cat can knead. You're going to knead with your right toes. 9, 8, 7, 6. Try to pick something up with your toes. I'm trying to pick something up with my toes. I'm picking something up off the toes. 4, 3, 2, and 1. You have a nice strong right foot. Here we come to the Yoga Bandha here. Let the navel come inward, draw it upward, and feel that your pelvic floor is activated in support. Notice how you're not sinking to your hips, but rather active and lengthened from your hips. Can your hands come onto your right thigh bone, and can you begin to lift up your chest here? Now my back left knee could slightly bend. Tailbone tilts back, breastbone tilts up. Can these arms lengthen and rise skyward? If for any reason that's not a good fit for me, I can always be back in my runner's lunge. Breathe in with it. Lower down, hands to thigh, hands to earth, and lower that back left leg. Again, it stays long. I'm gonna lunge a little bit more into my right side, hands to my thigh bones. Again, tailbones back, breastbones up. Can the arms rise as well? Breathing, holding, being in the pose that speaks to you. Gently float down, relax, you please take a downward dog just as a release for a moment. And then come down. It's my left foot that's in front, and it's my left toes that work. I can hold down toes 2 to 5 and just lift my big toe, or I can lift my big toe only. 18, 17. When you lift up that big toe, you can see a very active line coming from the big toe towards the ankle, and that is the tendon of the foot. It's going to help us stand, support us in all of our poses. Go with 9, 8, 7. Last one. You can hold down the big toe and lift 2 to 5. Maybe you don't need to do it, but just 9, 8, 7, 6. And relax that. I'm going to put down the strap just to help demonstrate, since we're not all in person. But imagine curling your toes under to pick up the strap. That's what I mean by a pussy cat, the way a cat needs the ground. And you really want to pull up those toes. Pull it up as if you were picking something up off the floor with your own foot gripper. Go with 9, 8, 7, 6. And as I let that go, my left foot's forward. My right toes curl behind me in a runner's lunge. I'm comfortable through my arms and my hands, nice and long. Find the navel. It lifts inward and upward and activates us. Now, strong left foot. My right knee can be a little bit softer, bent behind me as I find my balance and come up into a warrior. I'm letting my hips tilt back, my arms lift up, breathing as we hold. Beautiful. Let yourself float down. Lengthen that right leg and then lower the right knee and the shin and the foot. Hands to the left thigh bone. My tailbone tilts back, my breastbone tilts out. One arm, both arms, no arms up. Your choice. It is the female warrior. And gently release. As you come down one last time, take a downward dog. And as you do so, you might notice that you feel a tremendous shift or a small shift. But has there been a shift in your feet? And the flexibility with which you can feel at ease in the pose. As you exhale, return to your knees, and I'm going to center on my mat. So I'm kneeling down, center. I could work with a block, and I can have that block behind me and make my feet touch the block, which right away activates the buttock. If I don't have a block and I'm at home, I could just let my toes touch. You get a little more sensation if you work with the block. And again, I'm putting my big toes to it, and I can feel the cheeks of my buttock activated. In addition to that, take the navel and draw it inward and upward. And imagine that your pelvic girdle is a little bowl shape, kind of lifted it up a little bit to sit on top of your thigh bones. So I'm not sitting heavy on my knees. I'm actively lifted up on top of my thighs. Let the palms come to the heart. And just as you inhale, press out. When you exhale and you press in, there's an upward lift. Hold out. Let your palms face skyward, draw upward as you lengthen. I'm going to tilt my hips back to come towards the earth and draw upward. I'm going to tilt backward and I'm going to pull upward. It's a small coming down. It's a big lifting up. 2 to go. And I'm holding. My hands come down. I'm going to actually come away from the block. Right hand, right knee, left foot. I'm on my right knee, my right palm, left toes out nice and long. This is a modified Iyengar half move. Can you lift that left leg? Be strong on that right arm. Left hand at the back first, and then gently draw that arm up. I'm focused on holding this left leg up and having there be strength to support. Float in. Again, I'm going to let my big toes either touch together, touch my block, and I'm strong and active. Left hand, left knee, right leg. Can the right leg lift? Let the right hand be behind you first and then bring it up. Beautiful. And gently come in. Again, either big toes touch or I hold the block. Active, lifted, palms. Out, in. Hold this out. My left hand comes behind my back. I'll let my right palm be down. I'm lengthening. Inhale and rotate to the left and hold for 3 additional breaths. As you inhale, open, right hand's behind us, left arm out, lengthen, lengthen. Take the rotation, 3 breaths. And release. As you let that go, could your right leg go out to your left? Now my right toes are going out the window. And just nice and easy. It's the opening in the gate. I'll gently let the right arm slide down my right leg. Let my left arm lengthen to reach out. I'm imagining my 2 hands would form that little keyhole where you put in the key to open at the gate. The left hand comes down and the right leg lifts and then into the moon. And bring yourself centered. Again, if you've been working with the block, the big toes touch it. So we activate through the hips, left leg, toes to the left wall. Just let the left arm slide down as you lengthen the trunk, right arm overhead. Right arm's coming down and coming right into that moon again. And release. Take it gently to remove the block and come to sit. First with the legs out in front of you and a strap with you. And then take your time to roll on down to your back. I'm going to be first with knees bent and feet on the floor in pose of awareness. You can gently let your head nod right to left. I'm going to bring up my right knee and gently let my hand make a circle around that right kneecap. And then reverse. And then ease the right knee into the body. And then put the right foot on the floor. Left knee comes up. I'm just going to let my hand make a circle around the kneecap. And reverse it. And hug that knee into you. And let that go. In your own time, reach for your strap, take the right leg to the sky, big toe pose. And as you come into big toe pose, think about just having your hips be really imprinted to the floor. It's almost as if the pelvic girdle were its own little sandbag. And it comes heavy into your mat. And the right leg is just straight up from the hip. It's not coming to your face. Let your hands hold in a way that's comfortable for you. And your choice, left knee bent with foot on the floor or left leg out long. Your next breath, just gently bend in that right knee and release the strap. Let your legs go out. They can flex and forward a little bit. And then bend the knees again, the feet to the floor. If I can think about my pelvic girdle, just having a substance to it, a weight to it that brings it into the earth. And then let the left knee bend. And then let the left leg go to the sky. And easy with the strapping of the foot. But again, imagine that the pelvis weights itself to the floor. And that left leg comes straight up from that point or post. It's not into your chest. It's just straight up. And decide if you wish the right leg to remain as a bent knee or a straight leg. Your next breath, let that release. And again, the legs stretch out, make the point flex. Let the knees bend with the feet on the floor. Again, we're strapping the right foot, right leg goes to the sky. Again, I encourage you to feel a heaviness in the hips. The pelvis is weighted to the earth, along with your shoulders rib cage. Deep breath and feel though the space between the back of the last rib and the back of that sacrum or pelvic girdle, pelvic floor. There's a wide space for your waistline, and take a deep breath into that space. Now we still have our left knee bent with the foot on the ground. Two things will happen. The left knee slightly tilts to the right, and the right leg slightly crosses to the left. Let the left knee come neutral, the right leg come neutral. Let go of the strap and stretch out both legs, and again they point and flex. And again, bend the knees with feet to floor. Left foot takes the strap, it goes to the sky. But as you're getting the left foot there, just focus on the back of the shoulders to the back of the last rib, heavy and imprinting to the floor. And the back of the sacrum to the floor. With the space in between, deep breath there, feeling if you're relaxed, long, and open. Be cautious that the back of your waistline is not flattened to the floor. That to me is not open and spacious. Let the right knee give you a little tilt left, and the left leg crosses forward. Beautiful. The knee comes center, leg center, release the strap. Let those legs go out long. I'll take a knees flex. And bend the knees with the feet on the ground. Just that. If you could, let the arms reach to the sky, cross one over the other, give yourself a hug. Notice that you're really weighting the back of the shoulders, the back of the ribs into the floor. Feel as if the back of your hips came heavy into the floor as well. The back of the waistline just has a beautiful little bit of space away from the mat. Imagine yourself breathing into that space and feeling that that space can lengthen and release any tension or hold. Slowly let the arms release and just let the arms drop to your side with your palms facing skyward. And decide if you wish to keep knees bent or to straighten the legs away from you. But take a moment to be in a pose that allows you rest, to relax and let go. If your mind starts to wander from this space, Invite your mind to come back to the breath. Here and now. This moment in time. Your next breath, let that breath move down through your arms to your hands and your fingers. Let there be some very light, easy movement to the hands and fingers. Take a breath and let the breath come into the legs, down to the feet and toes. Again, some light movement into the feet. And then as you inhale, could you let the head just turn right? And when you inhale, come center and let the head turn left. And gently come center. Let the knees bend and place the feet on the floor to be in pose of awareness for a moment. Focus on a slow, deep breath that comes in through the nose and travels to your tailbone. Gives you a sense of the energy that flows through your body. It gives you a sense of that natural alignment and cohesiveness for your body to move through space. And then slowly let yourself roll to one side. You choose the side. And then can you use your hands to gently bring you up to seated position. Again, as you said, it's palms to the heart. Taking a moment to look within your heart center. To behold you. And again, greeting yourself in gratitude. Bringing our practice to a close. Namaste. I thank you very much for joining. I wish you a lovely holiday weekend. Thank you, everyone.